Hi, everyone. Today I have the pleasure of chatting to Michelle Wright and Sunil Ladedra from Kurtosis, one of our regular event sponsors. We will be discussing the evolution of tailored client experiences through secure client portals. Developing a seamless digital experience that spans the entire investor lifecycle was a major topic of discussion at TSAM London earlier this year, and I have no doubt that these conversations will continue at TSAM New York on September 17th. Welcome, Michelle and Sunil.
Hi, Anna. Thank you for having us. I'm delighted to be here.
Hi, Anna. Likewise, good to be here.
Thank you so much for being with us. I'm really excited to talk to you both. So, Michelle is the Chief Product Officer, where she brings extensive international experience in digital product leadership from major financial centers, including London, New York, and Singapore. With a proven track record of building transformative client-facing platforms, Michelle's entrepreneurial and client-centric approach refines products to drive revenue growth, meeting evolving client needs. Sunil is the Chief Technology Officer, having overseen the modernization of the Kurtosis technology stack, including adoption of AWS, Cloudflare, as well as architecting the Kurtosis app platform. Sunil has worked with investment management software and services for almost 20 years. To kick off the discussion, from your experience, Michelle, is there a real need to provide a secure portal experience?
Thank you for introduction, Anna. At the beginning of the year, Kurtosis had these exact questions, and we surveyed a number of international institutional investors. We're about 34 of them to find out exactly what they want when it comes to reporting and transparency from the asset managers. The one thing that really surprised me is 77% of institutional investors still want the traditional PDF reports. So clearly, email still remains a backbone of reporting communications. In my mind, though, it cannot be the future. So luckily, our research also showed that there's a definite move towards digital portals, and 70% of our respondents suggested that they would like a digital experience. So I think the major takeaway that I took from there is that a multi-channel strategy is definitely key. So we need to be thinking about traditional PDF reporting and combining that with a digital experience.
Yeah, so we've also found that providing a secure online digital experience is becoming more and more important as we see the investor base shift towards a mass affluent group and a new generation of investors emerging. These investors are more inclined to manage their investments online and have higher expectations around the security and functionality of the platforms that they use. A portal lets them interact with their investments in real time, receive personalized updates, and communicate with advisors in a way that feels more natural to them.
Wow, 70% is quite a high number. Though I'm sure the implementation of a client portal comes with its own challenges. What lessons would you say you've learned from your experience of providing client portal solutions at Kurtosis, Sunil?
Yeah, we found that there can be many challenges integrating across different organizational areas and existing IT systems, and particularly when it comes to data. So having a solid data strategy is crucial because the data on the platform really underpins everything else that you want to do. And it's also essential to balance security controls like multi-factor authentication and password policies with a good overall user experience as well. So there are always concerns around cybersecurity, scalability, and performance, but these are challenges that can be overcome and addressed by leveraging technology all the time whilst creating client-centric experiences that are still secure.
If I can come in as the Chief Product Officer, I'm always thinking about the client. So I will think about this in terms of the client's experience and the client's perspective. I think a portal, it still seems to leave a bit of a bad taste in people's mouths. I think the challenge is that there's a barrier to entry. I think as Anil touched on, most portals require complex multi-factor authentication for when you log in. And then once the client gets past the login, I don't think the experience is good enough to take that challenge of logging in. Normally when people log into a portal these days, they aren't offered anything different than you can get via email. So you just be offered your documents that you could have had via email. So obviously this leads to frustration for our investors and there's very little value. I really think that there's opportunity and we can provide investors a lot more.
It sounds like organizations still have a lot to learn when it comes to a balanced client experience. Michelle, what is your vision for the next generation of digital experience?
So taking you on a journey, imagine a space where you have a seamless login experience. You're welcomed with personalized reports, tools, dashboards, allowing you to focus on what really matters to you. Customization is no longer a nice to have. In our survey, we found that 82% of institutional investors will only invest with managers who adhere to their specific reporting requirements. And these days, I think people also expect real-time access to data. They want data to be able to predict market trends, do portfolio performance, kind of look at investment metrics. It really needs to enable you to make more timely decisions than what you can today. So we need to think about increasing the responsiveness to these market changes. I think in our report, in our survey, we have noticed that there's a trend towards consolidating data in one place. 82% of our respondents from our survey, they want a single platform. They want to log into one platform across all asset managers to receive all their reports in one place. So I think what we can learn here is from the open banking environment, but imagine the same thing for institutional investors when you can see everything across all your kind of clients. So people want to be able to make better and faster decisions. So we need improved decision-making tools that can analyze large data sets, identify patterns, and provide predictive insights, things that aren't possible with the traditional reporting methods. So people want to anticipate market movements to optimize their asset allocation or to identify investment opportunities. So we need to provide tools to enable people to simulate the various market conditions and to understand the risks and prepare strategies for different market scenarios. So we need to think about goal-based planning, risk monitoring, audit compliance. Those are all the tools that we need to provide to our investors to help them set, monitor, and achieve their investment goals based on their specific objectives and timelines. So that's very much how I see the future of digital reporting.
That's quite a vision. I've heard customization and improved client experience through the use of portals come up a lot in discussions lately. So Sunil, what would you say are the technology considerations to support this?
Yeah, absolutely. So as Michelle mentioned, personalized experiences, customization are going to be even more important. And we think these are more and more likely to be mobile first. So global smartphone penetration hit 69% at the end of 2023. So it's clear that mobile is the way forward. So it has to be a minimum that you support. And the way that investors communicate is also changing. So we think everything should be in-app, and the way that investors communicate with advisors will change. So online through video calls as opposed to face-to-face and messaging. And then with mobile, there's an even higher expectation to self-serve access to information anytime, anywhere. And with that, there will also be opportunities to streamline things like the authentication process and make them more seamless for end users. So that could be with simpler MFA or even using biometrics that are baked into your phone. And finally, there's, of course, a lot of buzz around AI right now, rightly so. And we think prompt-based interfaces and chat-like experiences are going to become more commonplace, and that's going to offer that level of customization and personalization, and then also, again, back up that natural way of interacting with the content. And then AI won't just be for the investors, but also for advisors and wealth managers who will increasingly use it to identify investment opportunities and, again, deliver personalized advice more quickly, adding real values to their investors.
Thank you, Sunil. So based off these insights, what do you think we can learn from cloud platform providers on how to make this an investor-centric experience, Michelle?
So I think tech companies have long understood the power of putting the client first. We've done client-centric approaches, product-led thinking, and I think this can really help asset managers. I think they should embrace this way of thinking to prioritize the client experience throughout their investor lifecycle. So I like practical tips. I'd love to leave you with a few tips on how I think we can start this journey to move towards your own client vision. So number one, I think do more client research, really understand your clients, what they truly want and what problems you are actually trying to solve. Use client segmentation to really understand the different types of users, the different types of clients. They may all have slightly different needs, and it's catering for those, which really gives you the edge. Build products tailored specifically for those user segments. Make data-driven decisions. So use data analytics tools to track user behavior and identify areas for improvement. And really think about client adoption front and center. Have a deliberate adoption strategy. Think about the value that you will bring to clients and think about their tipping point about when they're going to want to move to your preferred digital channel.
And what's about technology? Are there any key takeaways?
Yeah, I think cloud technology providers have a lot of experience when it comes to building user-friendly yet still secure online experiences. And the key points here would be, I would suggest, put the client at the center of everything. So whilst there may be requirements around security, still do that in a user-centric way. So there can be user-centric security design to make that as seamless a login experience as possible. And quickly build an MVP, a minimum viable product, by adopting agile methodology and then iterate and improve on that, using analytics and data that you get back based on how your investors are interacting with the portals. Then get that feedback directly and with behavioral analytics tools. So that's going to give you more insights into not just which areas of the platform they're using, but how they're interacting and how you can improve those. Then where possible, automate cybersecurity threat detection and response. So that's an area where AI and machine learning can already be used to monitor for things like unusual activity, flagging potential threats. And then finally, empower users to self-serve where possible. So put more and more into the portal and let users self-serve that information.
Thank you so much, both of you, for joining me today. There were some great insights and takeaways shared here. And also, Kurtosis moderated the topics in the marketing and client services stream at our London event earlier this year. And they will do so again at TSAM New York on September 17th. You can download the agenda from our website. And you can also find out more about Kurtosis online at kurtosis.com. We hope to see you all very soon at the TSAM New York event. Thank you so much.